Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Only a look at Jesus, oh, so bow down with care.
Our prayer this morning comes from Psalm 37, from verse 1 through to 9. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither like the green herb, as the green herb rather. Trust in the Lord, and do good, so shalt thou dwelleth in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desire of thine heart. Commit thy ways unto the Lord, trust always in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thine righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man that bringeth wicked device to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait upon the Lord shall inherit the earth. To my community of Parottee and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome. Me and the hay fever not working well together at all. Don't know how long I'll be staying out here this morning, but we got a few issues to catch up with this morning. A few issues to catch up with. More people come on board for the Naira money. JDF is going to get a rebuild out of hurricane money, because where would the money come from to rebuild Up Park Camp? Barring out of the Melissa money, don't you think? So the people of southwestern Jamaica, has been further shortchanged. Wouldn't you agree? Because say, all heap of who weren't affected by Melissa is on board to get a benefit out of um, out of the money under this great Nara. And now we see Upper Camp Bundong, where the government are going to get money from to build back Upper Camp or fix it back, barring dipping into the pocket of what was sent, secure and donated to rebuild broken lives across southwestern Jamaica. Morning, everybody. Oh, no, do. Oh, no, do. I'm not call the party MP if you know. I'm not call all those PNP vloggers. I'm going to address PNP vloggers this morning on the issue of justice. Well, not justiciable, you know. PNP vloggers, you're all not justiciable. It's just a power trip. It's a narcissistic power trip. The whole honor depend. Anyway, Laverne, good morning and welcome. Byron, Lynette Jenkins, good morning, good morning. Karen Namad, Abinasa Cody, Evan Bradford, Debbie Jarvis, TV, Maureen Bailey, Barbara Simpson. Good morning, and welcome. Miranda Ruddock. Good morning. Elga Fletcher, good morning, Sheena Kelly. Good morning. Elaine Turner, good morning. Good morning. Elijah B, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Onodo. The A fever is really kicking me. It is kicking me. But you soon got about in business. As she stay when she come. Sit down like she not have nothing figured out. Marcia Thomas, how you the morning? Now I want to address the issue. Some of you would have seen the video swirling around. You would have heard the audio. The despicable part for me, though, and the disgraceful behavior for me is from the PNP vloggers. The reason why Lady Justice is blind is because Lady Justice doesn't see color, ideology, or any of that sort. Justice is blind. And to see PNP vloggers having a field day over what happened in the St. Anne's Municipal Corporation, you all are disgraceful. Because had the shoes been on the other foot, you all would be having a breakdown. If it was a PNP councillor being assaulted by a member of the chamber or the council, you would have had a different way of discussing it. But the gloating and the glorification, of course, Kim Brown is in front of the court for an alleged offense, as we have to call it at the moment. Does that warrant an attack or an abuse? If it is that it warrants Kim Brown being attacked because she's videoing a public servant, then all of us who video the police will someday come under that attack, and justifiably so. If it is that we justify it for somebody who we don't like, justice is not really about who you like. You see, if you cannot fight for justice for your enemy or for those who you do not like, then you're not a person who cares about justice. or you're not a person who have justice at heart. Because I tell you, if it was a PNP councillor being assaulted by a member of the municipal corporation, the discussion would have been totally different. This is why we're not going anywhere. And this is why me know say PNP vloggers, all of you all who are using this as glorifying the attack against her because she have video somebody that she says call her a name or whatsoever. If it was a PNP vlog, Sean, morning. If it was a PNP councillor that was assaulted, you all wouldn't be having that discussion and gloating and glorifying about it. I find you all disgraceful. In a democracy, we're allowed to walk and follow people and video them. In a democracy, we are allowed to walk and follow people, especially public servants, and video them. That doesn't warrant that you ought to be attacked for it. Because if it is that UNO uphold this, then the police would have the right to abuse anyone who will video them. That's the precedent to that set in the Kim Lawrence Brown situation, you know. That is the precedent PNP vloggers are setting in this situation. But neither the women from the People's National Party or from the Jamaica Labour Party has come out to say a word. Opal, how you do? We have to be careful of the slippery slope we go up on in Jamaica. We have to be careful of the ice we dance on. Because anything we harbor for one person, it is something that can be dished out to any one of us. Videoing someone, Audrey Robinson, videoing a public servant does not warrant one being attacked. And then to see how you all disgracefully, you PNP vloggers, are cheating the issue. If it was, let's say Juliet Holness slapped Nikita Burchell cross in face, the whole on it would have been it wouldn't stop here. If Juliet Holness slapped Nikisha Burchell across her face in the workplace, it would have been a two hurrah with uno wicked PNP vlogger. That's why I'm telling you, say, me cannot or will never align myself with anyone on. Because wanna do, it's not about justice. It's a power trip and a personal thing. The women in the PNP and the women in the JLP are very silent on this. This is not just two women fighting out a road. It's quite much different when two women fight out a road to when two women fighting at the workplace. It's quite much different. Especially public servants who we paid. But then it showed Kim Brown Lawrence as well. You don't even have the support of your own JLP people. If it is a personal issue, well, what we heard on the video, Kim Brown said the little woman called him thief or whatever, whatever. If it is that a staff member is attacking her at work in relation to the allegation against her, which she is in front of the court for at the moment, are them something they not support PNP? And are them something the PNP wouldn't want me to align myself to? But just remember, when you support this for one, you're setting a precedent for all. You're setting a precedent for all. So, as Opal said, Kim said she don't, in the video, Kim said she don't know the lady. What is the personal vendetta or whatever? Because she was asking the lady, because look, when the lady would have, as she alleged, called her a thief and what else, that was captured on camera. Who in Kim Brown, if Kim Brown is speaking the truth, Jackie, how are you? If Kim Brown is speaking the truth, when the lady called her whatever she said, that wouldn't have caught on camera. So she turned her camera on, greatness, and I tell the woman, Miss, say what you just say again, please. Because obviously, who in the workplace wouldn't want to catch that on camera? Who in the workplace wouldn't want to have evidence of that to make a complaint to your superior? And this is one I support. So this tells me then that Juliet Holness should slap Nikita Burchell in her face as well. We're good for the goose, good for the gander. Our Lady Justice not blind anymore. Be careful of the ice you all are dancing on. Be careful of the ice wanna dance pan. Because we can't, whatever with disagreement is with JLP or with PNP, we don't stand up for justice for them. And also justice go. Justice is not about who you like or who you appreciate. That's not how justice works. If I saw it work, it wouldn't have any meaning. If I saw it work, it wouldn't have any meaning. Nobody has come out and said anything. Based on what we heard, because I can't say when I sit on the camera, because I don't see much. The superintendent would have hit Kim Brown first. Jamaica people were disgraceful. And you wonder why we're not getting anywhere. You wonder why we're not getting any justice in our country. Because justice has a color. Justice have a color. Justice have an ideology. Veronica, morning. Justice has a color. It has an ideology. And that is dangerous. That is dangerous because if it is, no, that's not the issue, Jackie. That's not the issue whether Nikita Burchell a walk behind Juliet with a camera or not. It's what we are free to do in a democracy. It is what we are protected to do in a democracy. Nikita Bertel is protected in a democracy to say what she say, which we all protected. On the other hand, Kim Brown Lawrence is also protected in a democracy to video someone who is abusing her. There's nothing that says you shouldn't walk and follow people where, if you want to video them, especially public servant in a public office. She's protected to do that. That doesn't warrant an attack on her. So we have to be careful the slippery slope we walk on. It's about protecting people's democratic rights. And it's about justice where we see injustice is done. If it is that the woman is using the offense she's in front of the court against her in the workplace, it is wrong. In law, you cannot call her a thief until she's been convicted. We all do it, but she can sue for it because a court has not yet convicted her. We're just going on what Kim Brown said. We don't know what was said before the video turned on. But it doesn't mean that it gives PNP vloggers the right to be appalling and celebrating when if it was superintendent and a PNP councillor, regardless of the facts, the conversation would be different. Them never go celebrate it. Them never go rejoice. Them never go uphold it. So we must be careful how we deal with justice in our country. We must be careful what we stand up for in our country. Because if we stand up for it against Kim, then a police is entitled to slap we down when we out a road and video them. That's the precedent we are setting. Because superintendent and both Kim and superintendent was on their job. They're public officials. They're public servants. This happened in the workplace. So we have to be careful. One wish upon others, because the same thing might just come back to haunt us one of the day. We live in a society, particularly in Jamaica, where it is relevant to secure such evidence in any altercation. Walking behind somebody or close to somebody with your camera on, it's not an offense. She didn't go in a Kim Brown house yard or upon Kim Brown superintendent yard house or veranda. They were in the public workplace. So if it is that we celebrate this for Kim, what happened to Kim Lawrence Brown, be careful the day when we have to turn on our phone to secure evidence of abuse against us. We don't meet the same fate as well. There's a reason why justice is blind. Of course, police do it and we always go against the police them for it. Why is it then that we're not going against superintendent where we're cheering on PNP vloggers or cheering on superintendent for whoop Kim and we must be careful. Gloria Morris, how you do? Hmm? We must be careful of what we protect and celebrate. It might just happen to us one day as well. There's nothing wrong with her videoing a public servant who she claims is abusing her. That doesn't warrant an attack on her, even if she's a thief. Even if she's a thief, that does not warrant an attack on her. Superintendent have a phone. Superintendent can take out her phone and video as well. And one other thing, this was in the workplace. I mean, if we harbor that in the workplace, well, not ever right at Jamaica. Anyway, it's always a slippery slope. But all I'm saying in this is the Jamaica people, be careful what we accept and dish out to others. Because we live in a society where we're not immune from what we see happen to others. This is nothing for PNP vloggers to gloat or rejoice about. This is not something for PNP females who think that JLP females who think that Juliet is the only woman in our country that then come out and defend Juliet against an analogy and not defending Kim against an attack. Does it make sense? Women in the PNP, where are you all? Justice is not about color. It is not about favoritism. If it is wrong, it is wrong. What I'm saying is wrong is the attack because of the videoing. I don't know what happened before that. But what I'm saying, attacking her because she has video you, it is wrong. Because when the police do it to average Jamaican, we say it is wrong. Why should we condone violence against somebody because of their political affiliation? All of us have our political affiliations. Does that mean violence ought to be meted out to us because we are not of that political persuasion? I find you PNP vloggers disgraceful and despicable. Because if it was a JLP NP, a PNP NP that was done to, you would not be having that conversation. The shoes was on the other foot. It would be mayhem. You all would be wallowing like pigs in mud, like the Jamaica Labour Party. So, if you be careful, won't accept for one, because it might just become the norm for all of us. Kim Lawrence Brown is in front of the court. All of us go against her for that crime she's in front of the court for. Doesn't mean, though, we must stand and see and celebrate abuse against her, all because she's in front of the court. PNP politician thief, JLP politician thief, Kim Brown and Roel Reid is not the only politician in our country with thief. We must be careful. When we are dealing with justice, we must be careful, because if it is that justice have color, class, ideology, and it don't mean anything. And that's why justice really don't mean anything in our country, because it has all of those. It has all of those. And that's why we're not getting any justice in our country. You see, if your enemy not entitled to justice, so is your friend. If your enemy isn't entitled to justice, so is your friend. Let's go to Bruce Golden now on an interview he had recently. And this is in relation to what he said on the Cuban issue and on the American issue, because many Jamaicans who support the Americans, it's only because of a visa. It's not because the Americans or friendship or relationship that people gloat about with the Americans. That has never served to develop our country. And it is a country without vision that looks at that only looks at their personal benefit rather than the country's benefit. Hold on, let me see if this is the right one. Yeah. Because since slavery to now, the Americans or the British, or you want to call them the Westerners, has never cared about the infrastructure development in Jamaica. These windy roads that we have, especially going from St. Elizabeth to Kingston, that windy road through Parottee Hill and all of that, were it not for Chinese infrastructure loan and infrastructure investment, Veteran Wagwan, we would have still been on those little winding road up until now. We have had no meaningful development package from the Americans. All you hear people are boast about the Americans this and the Americans that. They have never seemed to want to make sure our country is developed in a modern way. We would still be driving on those little winding road. These highways that we have, yes, there is an issue where when we government and make those deals, they're not made in our favor or made in equal benefit to us and the Chinese who invest the money or so on. There's an issue there. I've always said that. But the infrastructure development we see in our country under the Chinese, we would have never had that with the British or the Americans. Because for the last 500-600 years, all they have been doing is sucking the lifeblood out of our country. Of course, as well, there are issues with what our government is giving up to the Chinese without thinking about the benefits for the Jamaica people. There are issues. There are issues that we must discuss and debate. But without the Chinese, we would be still on those little winding road from wherever side of the island going into Kingston. Or friendship and partnership with the British, the Americans, the French, or whatever, it has not benefited us. We see more benefit under partnership with the Chinese than with the Americans. The only benefit we get from the Americans is visa. That's it. That's the only benefit we get is the visa. where we are in this world now, visa is no meaningful help. Yes, it helps some of us to come abroad and improve ourselves on a personal level, but it doesn't improve the country Jamaica for our children. I have always said this on here. I would sell out the Americans and the British for the Chinese any day. Because one thing with the Chinese is that they are not holding a gun to our head. They are not holding a gun to our head. The issue with us and the Chinese are our crooked governments, our docile population who don't understand what is going on or who does not get involved in what is going on. The Americans or the Westerners don't care about lifting these post-colonial countries out of poverty. The infrastructure drive across Africa and the Caribbean with the rise of the Chinese would have never, ever in any living time happened in a partnership with the British and the Americans. It's a purely visa deal. It's a salon slave economy. We cannot sell out benefit for all of us for benefit for a few of us, i.e., the visas and the barrels are benefit for a few of us, not for all of us. The infrastructure development is benefit for all of us. That benefits our country, that drives our country into the future. Can you imagine? Can you imagine in this modern day and age, after what we see Melissa doing, we did still have them rickety-tickety road around Parottee Hill for travel to Kingston? Huh? Our partnership with them, with the West, has not benefited us. That's why our infrastructure lies flat on its face. And to allow the Americans to come in and dictate, to allow the Americans to come in and dictate how we go forward. Look at Africa. Africa have high-speed rail now since the partnership with the Chinese. Africa build mega airports now. Africa have mega highways now, which would never happen because in Africa, especially Congo and all of those places, you have proper highways and runways in the desert where they might dig out all kind of precious resources and fly back to the West. But those infrastructure that would allow those countries to propel are not there. We cannot have a one-sided deal and call it friendship. What kind of friendship when the Americans them have? Me hear Darrell Vaz attack bull crap and what kind of the Americans that the West has always been using us. Britain made themselves rich out of Jamaica. Look pan we now. Britain made themselves rich out of Jamaica. We have paved the road here. Jamaicans still a jive in a craters, mud lane, and all sort and riverbed. If Britain gave back 1% of what it stole or benefit from Jamaica, we would have been a developed country. So we must cut the bullshit of thinking that we're ever going to come out of slavery in this situation. We cannot continue to make the Americans them bully we. And I think these are the things that is upsetting Bruce Golden, because they say Andrew fall down and bend over for whatever the Americans them want, which doesn't which isn't and will not benefit the people of Jamaica. So what if the Americans sanction us? It's because you are not aware that there are alternatives in this world now. It's not when the Americans alone system dominates. There are alternative systems. We cannot allow America to hold them financial and banking system over our head. It's not working anymore. But because we don't know. And this is why our government keep us into that lack of knowledge state. So the people can always be in fear and always just only a look out for tonight dinner, and that's it. We're not looking into the future. We can't continue on making plans for today only. Let us listen to Bruce Golden. It's time we ditch the Americans. It's time we ditch the West and look to the East. The East is where development is. The East is where the future is. The sun has been setting on the West. Are you going to go down with them? The sun is setting on the West. Are we going to go down with them? Or are we going to look to where the sun is rising? Oh, it's a fool.
And a question that I would love to ask the White House and the State Department, well, if we are to get rid of the Cubans, when are you going to send a check? Because they're the ones who have been investing in our highways and in our ports, in our bauxite.
Let me say this before we go further. I wholly disagree with Bruce Golden and the Tivoli Gardens issue, how he handled it. But I also think without that bedeviling of him, he would have been the second best prime minister Jamaica has since Michael Manley.
And a question that I would love to ask the White House and the State Department, well, if we are to get rid of the Cubans, when are you going to send the check? Because they're the ones who have been investing in our highways and in our ports, in our bauxite facilities. I don't see any Americans arriving at Norman Manley with a suitcase in hand to say, hey, I've come to invest here. The Chinese have been doing that. Immune to the strategy of divide and rule. And that is what is playing out in the Caribbean today. Dividing the Caribbean and seeking to rule, to impose your will, to dictate to sovereign independent states what position they ought to take. So, for example, we are being told that we are to run the Cubans out of Jamaica. Now, the Cubans have contributed so much in terms of our health care, in terms of our education services. We are being told that we are to stop all dealing with China, when China has invested so much in the Caribbean in terms of infrastructure, in terms of that's what we're being told to do. When I visited China, in 2009, I think it was, and I met with both the premier and the president. The president at that time was Hu Jintao. The vice president was Xi Jinping, who is now the president. And when I met with them, they were quick to assure me Up to that time, our economic relations with China were primarily in terms of loans, low interest loans for infrastructure development. And they assured me that, look, we will continue to provide loan facilities for Jamaica. And I said to them, I said, look, I appreciate that. But we are so indebted at that time, our debt was 140% of GDP. I told them that, look, we are so indebted that we can't afford to borrow anymore. Even if you were to reduce the interest rate to 1%, we just can't borrow anymore because this is going to undermine our financial credibility in terms of the financial markets. What we need is for China to look at Jamaica as an investment destination, to look at the prospects and to be part of our growth objectives. And following that visit, they sent a high-level team to Jamaica to look at possibilities. And that's when Chinese investment in Jamaica started. You look at the North Coast Highway, for example, the North-South Highway. We had entered into a contract arrangement with a French company, Bouygues, to build that highway. And they ran into a geotechnical problem where halfway across the highway, they just couldn't get the highway to connect. I mean, one length was going one way and the other length was going another way. And in between was a major geotechnical problem. And we asked the Chinese to look at it, and they came and they found a way to resolve it. And that highway is now, you can drive, if you can get through to Caymanas, because that's another challenge, but if you can get to Caymanas.
The Chinese are the ones who have the technical skills that we need for development. The West has passed its sell-by date. And if we sit down with our umbilical cord still tied to the West.
And a question that I would love to ask.
No, it's not that. With our umbilical cord still tied to the West, we are not and ever going to get anywhere. It is about time we look at what benefits us. It's time we look at what benefits us as a country and not what suits us individually. Our partnership with the British and the Americans will not develop Jamaica as a whole, will not benefit Jamaica as a whole. Yes, one and two of us get visa and bust through the glass ceiling, but on the verge of Donald Trump soon send we back home, how does that benefit Jamaica? Donald Trump and Nigel Farage keep telling me every day, say, with time expire now. The work what we come here to do, we come here and we build Britain NHS. We build back Britain after Britain mash up themselves. After Britain take themselves and mash it up, we come here and we remember saying, we work and we build Britain from dot, from scratch for over 300 years. And then they take it and they mash it up in a world war. And after World War done, them put out paper advertisement in a for them, let me call it the Gleaner. When Britain they advertise for we come here and rebuild them in a newspaper, they advertise to come build back the mother country. We come here, we build back the infrastructure of this country, we build the healthcare of this country, we build the transport system of this country. What have we benefited? Black people don't even have rights or acknowledgement in this country. We are being told that we must go home now. We pass, we sell by date. So we don't want development in our country for ourselves. We're only going to see development under the Chinese. We are only going to see development under what they dub as communism and all of that. Because communism is a people-centric ideology. It's a collective ideology. It's not like capitalism, where it's about how much I can accumulate and pack up and abuse the rest of the world on top of it. So we must be careful when we are going like say, America is the only thing in this world. It's not. America has failed this world. The state this world is in is because of the tyranny that America heap upon the world. It's because of the control that America heap up on the world. It's because of the bullyism that America enforce upon the world. It's because of the divide and conquer that America enforce upon the world, which is exactly what is happening in the Caribbean at the moment. Empress Deb, how you do? We're never gonna go forward with a partnership with the West. It's never going to work. Any partnership we have with the West is about the West benefits only. Because if it is that there was any benefit for us, show me the benefit what we have, what we get in a 500 years. When the British them, they had to go Jamaica, sugar industry, they make sure train, we have proper rail service in a them mining in our country. There is proper rail service in a them for them mining. But when it comes to, got me remember when me was picking it in the 80s, one of my nephew used to go to town, go to St. Thomas with him maternal grandmother. And a part of the journey, them used to take train go to St. Thomas. Them something they cut out of fashion. If it is that we had that partnership and relationship with the West, they would have invested to make sure, say, with transportation system improve. But rather it's all broken down. Look on the state that we road them in our country. We never see the West them come say them invest in the infrastructure, our roadway, we wharf and all of that. It's the Chinese that are doing it. What we must do as a country is to become more involved so we know what deal that our government make on our behalf and what them a give away what we should not keep. This is the whole reason why they have we in the educational docility where education is totally broken down in our country, because they don't want to get involved in a politics. They want just sell out and swap out with country for them own personal gains. Whatever development, if the West was involved in any development in Jamaica, they stood by and allowed with politicians them fin them off the money. China is not doing that. China is making sure that the people of Jamaica see and benefit from the development. Huh? I don't want to not children. Look on this that girl your video. Make me one lady do one holy some video. Yes, the road from Ketlin to Clarendon, wherever it is. But I'm gonna see if I get them something in a studio quickly. Because Jamaica is falling apart. Even under the IMF has never been our friend. The IMF is what holds us in slavery. The IMF and the World Bank is what holds us in slavery. When you see the American them come and tell you about China have in a debt entrapment, no go so. China no have the Caribbean country in a debt entrapment. The debt entrapment that we have always been in is with the IMF and the World Bank. That's how they keep us in slavery. But because them have we so done and backwards, when these people talk, it draw a wool over with eye, and we don't know, say, a lie, everybody a lie to it. A lie, everybody a lie to it. To keep with trap as if we're not benefiting anything from the relationship with the West. We have not, and we are not benefiting from the relationship we had with the West. It's a one-way street. I mean, I see where nobody else can see. So the relationship between when Britain, France, and America and Spain is a one-way street. We not benefit sodal from these relationships. More these people suck out the lifeblood out of our country. Anything these people are come invest in our country, a hotel where they are the major benefactors. Anything, Lauren, how are you? That these Westerners are invest in our country, it's something that keeps them as the major benefactors. This is why them only invest in a tourism, because them know to say in investing in tourism, they are the major benefactors. And we remain in what Abraham Chure calls the Salon slave situation. Look on the road them after 500 years of relationship with the West, where we make Britain rich, we civilized Britain 3 bloody times. We civilized these people 3 times. Ask them when the Moors built them. Ask them when they came to Egypt and we taught them and then them turn around pan we. Ask them about after World War II, when them desecrate themselves and we have to come back and come teach them to bathe and cook. We civilized these people 3 times. What have we benefited? You tell me, what have we benefited from these people who we have civilized them 3 times? We make Europe rich. We work on plantation and build them. Or resources, build them. Or human resources, build them. What have we benefited? Look at the relationship we have with the Chinese in the last, say, 30 years or more. Say 40, 30 years. The relationship we have with the Chinese, we see much needed development under them than we have ever had under these people. And see the little money will come now, we have to go take a bill back up Park Camp. The Americans send the money come Lenway and then come there and burn down up Park Camp. Meaning say, we America are going to build their new military systems in our country. We don't call Parottee people if we know, because we soon get to them, you know. Parottee people, we are going to Clarendon now and on next. So please, we don't come up closer, because we can't church. We can't church over the whole country if we talk to you know. So we are begging if you come up closer, because after we got Clarendon. Now, if it is the relationship we've had with the West over 500 years, if it is that that relationship was with China, we wouldn't in that problem here. And this is not limited.
I'll tell you something, but
This is not limited to Clarendon. Particularly, if you speak to many Jamaicans since Hurricane Melissa, this is the situation across the country. Sharon Walton Johnson just come back from Jamaica and she said it's that nightmare driving from Montego Bay coming up all the way to St. Elizabeth. You have to skip, hop, and jump from one side of the road to next. Can you imagine the accident? Can you now understand all these accident and thing? Let us go to Clarendon and use Clarendon here to judge the state of the country.
I was going to tell you something, but let me show you. This is the main road where I drive on for go look for my mother. I'm kind of just care for come down so that me can actually miggle the road for use it, because there's no other way to use the road. I don't know if you know the story about the Rasta man where did go to a party. Him did the party and I beat him, juice them in the night, you know. But you know, him ride him bike, go at the party and feel all tipsy and nice now. Drunk as bat and I go home. So when him a go home now, him meet up on 2 lights ahead of him, and it look like it appears to him in a film eye state, say a 2 bike. So him left off a film like a corner of the road now, feeling all high and excited. Decide say him a go just ask the 2 bike man them to make him go through the middle. So him start rev up him bike man and start increase speed and depend mega me. And then, you know, him a increase the speed and I go down on the 2 bike them. And lo and behold, when him reach down, them realize say, on a 2 bike, a 1 ratted truck, he get a middle, but he could go through. Him have to just stay right the side of the middle, and that's the end of the story. And that's how I feel. Like me, I feel pray for middle it, and even when you middle it, you're in a trouble for use the road here in a Clarendon. And I guess the point of the story is I would just like to appeal to the most honorable Prime Minister to remember the people of Northern Clarendon. So I'm begging you, sir, when you get an opportunity, to just see if you can fix the road. My community is filled with hard working people who are farmers. They feed Jamaica and they need the road to transport their food, sir, especially to the other parts of Jamaica. And you know who need the road, sir? The pregnant woman them. Because them need to get to the hospital and this is the only road there.
Nell Reed, Dennis Hilton. Now let's go to the other video. That boy, Jamaicans always do distressful things in a very entertaining way. This one, hold on. Always do distressful things in a very entertaining way.
Now take my word for it. Look here. Me come to show you the rest of the road from Turkopan to Kellits. But me get distracted by a mango. Me go show you mango. Me say, sometimes I feel like Duppy blow off the mango them and then go fi take them up and realize say then no and so me have to just stop and save the mango them on the way. So my time when me stop and pick up mango, me not even see mango tree, but me just can't left it a road. This is a number 11 mango. And the road, it not reach 11 yet, the road stop at 8. Me 80, me 80, me 80, me 80. So till at the worst road them in a Clarendon. At that little piece of road there from Killits to Turkopan. And may I tell you, we are big Andrew for fix the road. Me did telling about the story about how my auntie take sick up there in a Turkopan. And me a rush her go hospital. And me tell you, say me a press, me a press, cause me a say, me have to save my auntie. Me say, people, one time when time me take a little break, cause tired that kill me now. I'll do a drive, me a drive. Feel like I walk, me did a walk. Me say, when me take a little break and looking at the speedometer, me realize say me a go somewhere between 15 and 20. Me now go away and the lady there run at the back of the car, nah make it a blow her last breath, and me nah have no road for carry the lady go hospital. And you tell me say Andrew would want the young people them in a this here community fi breed and have picnic and how they reach at the hospital. People look on the road.
Opal, when you say you're not the mango when you don't blow off on the tree. Hey, me love Jamaicans, because we always make stress sound very fun. Listen how the woman explain the thing so nicely. Hey, we just make stress become fun. And with governments, they're taking advantage of it. Two they not see we are walk and tear out we head. Two they not see we are grab them up a road and bite them up on there something there. They can just continue to just ignore the plight what we are go to all when they say it a mad way.
Now take my word for it. Look here. Me come for show you the rest of the road from Turkopan to Kellits. But me get distracted by a mango. Me go show you a mango. Me say, sometimes I feel like dopey blow off the mango them and then go fi take them up and realize say they nah no an. So me have to just stop and save the mango them on the way. So my time when me stop and pick up mango, me not even see mango tree, but me just can't left it a road. This is a number 11 mango. And the road, it not reach 11 yet, the road stop at 8. Me 80, me 80, me 80, me 80. So till at the worst road them in a Clarendon. At that little piece of road there from Killits to Turkopan. And may I tell you, we are big Andrew for fix the road. Me did telling about the story about how my auntie take sick up there in a Turkopan. And me a rush her go hospital. And me tell you, say me a press, me a press, cause me a say, me have to save my auntie. Me say, people, one time when time me take a little break, cause tired that kill me now. I'll do a drive, me a drive. Feel like I walk, me did a walk. Me say, when me take a little break and looking at the speedometer, me realize say me a go somewhere between 15 and 20. Me now go away and the lady there run at the back of the car, nah make it a blow her last breath, and me nah have no road for carry the lady go hospital. And you tell me say Andrew would want the young people them in a this here community fi breed and have picnic and how they reach at the hospital. People look on the road. Look on the road. Me I tell you say some of the part of the road where me see, I could have stopped and just take off my clothes and just go in there. A pool. And as the reigning heavyweight champion of the world, trust me, if me lay down in some of them patolia, me still I get covered by the water. At that they carry them I go through and we are pay fitness up there now because we care have a fit for them road there. You can imagine. You can imagine. But me I tell you one story. Well, little before me tell you the story, I think me need to stop talk little bit so that you can hear the sounds of my car and make when me I drive on the road here because more if you understand fully what the experience has been like. So listen this. Jesus Christ. Mighty God. Invincible Jesus. Mighty God. Yes. Yes. Why you tired? Jesus. I'm tired. I'll fall a drink water to rotted. Fall a drink
Full of drink water
water
in
in
the
the
middle
road.
road.
Fall a drink water in the road. Oh God, man. Fall could I drink your water up here so because this pool is bigger. Jesus Christ, my back hurt me. My back. My back. Why? Jesus Christ. If me did carry my bath suit, you see, tickers in a puddle kind of big enough for all the tickers, me not lie. Why? My
And I
back.
come this morning.
I'm tired. I'm tired. Me can't bother. Me can't bother. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Me say when me go
No,
for go have baby
sir.
now and travel upon this road, and when me reach a Mapen hospital, them a go ask me if my water burst. Lady, you for real? You know I road when me I come off of water burst,
Nobody
man
can
life out for
cross.
burst, all the picnic heart string out for burst. Andrew, we a beg you please for the road yeah.
Sterling Ladybug. Well, me say Annie Jones. Oh no, do. The lady say, when if you drive with a bath suit in a car, you can just get out at any pothole and hold a swim. It sounds very fun. However, that's our reality. That's our reality. And the thing that bothers me is that the Prime Minister is focusing on Kingston to rebuild Kingston or to furbish Kingston whenever get the Melissa hit, and the Melissa money is to build what Melissa never mash up. Party people don't reach yet. Because what we want to know, party people, which one I know? Andrew Holness claim to say him consult with you know. And as far as me concerned, me no hear nobody from Parottee talk about the consultation. When I have much of Andrew to listen this morning. Who is it from Parottee, Catherine, that Andrew Holness have this consultation with? Because we want to know, because whoever make the arrangement with Andrew on whatever consultation Andrew talk about, where the community not talk, but please enlighten the community. Whichever one, Floyd Green, are you still there? But then again, me hear so you tell them when they call you, say buy you vote them so you don't owe nobody nothing. Which would be rightfully so. It was a transaction, and maybe Floyd Green did right penny say no refund, no return. Maybe one of party people never read the fine writing where say no refund and no return, isn't it? Maybe I just that happened to Uno down there. But we want to know the consultation with Andrew Holness, the wicked liar thieving man. I wonder if Andrew will slap me if I call him thief. The wicked liar thieving man. We would want to know who Andrew have the consultation with. Who Floyd Green, Murder She Wrote, have the consultation with. Globalist can't buy me some mango. Who Andrew Holness and Floyd Green have the consultation with, because we don't know and we're not aware of it. We don't go here say, them a car we here so there so and over there so. One of the places that is being proposed is Nain in St. Elizabeth. Prime Minister, a debt is a debt. It don't matter how you're dead, a debt is a debt. Because if you are going to take with from the coastline, so you protect with life, and then you are going to carry in the backside dust up and in Jamrock, all you do, we're already a killer of people. Prime Minister, debt is a debt. Who tell you say we not prefer the debt what we used to? We used to drown in on them something there. We used to drown in on them. Who tell you say we don't want to drown, Prime Minister? Who tell you say we want to be poisoned by backside dirt? We not used to backside dirt. We used to the sun in our toe. We're very artistic down at Parottee. We're not going to be able to survive without the sun between we toe. Just so you know, we're very artistic. We're not going to survive without feeling the sun between we toe. Leon McIntyre, Delphi Campbell. A debt is a debt. If backside dirt are going to kill we, and sea I go kill we still are go dead. So I don't see the big concern about saving lives, or is it about craving life? Jody and Pantry, as such a name, we don't know that singing woman. You sing good, but come here this morning. As such a name, Jody and Pantry or Pantan, or whatever Tran or Tree your name. But we don't know that woman that we attack. She did sing at the PNP sin thing them. And she did go sing at the Clarendon funeral. Jody and Pantan also. Come here, woman. Because you were one of them. In the aftermath of Melissa, when me write on my Facebook page and said Floyd Green sacrifice the people of Parottee to get the land. You were one of them who jumped out for me, Jodian. Where are you now, Jodian? Oh, no, somebody call Jodian this way. Where is Jodian now? Somebody said, condolences to Delphi Campbell. Good morning, listen. I'm in Jamaica for my dad's funeral. Or condolences to you, Delphi, from the entire Global TV family. Somebody call Jodian and tell Jodian say, and if I lose me head, Daniel Taylor. When me did say so, me never lose me head, don't? Because it is the reality now. And more Jamaicans, come here, hear Parottee people now, are come on board and accept say, the storm was a man-made for this very purpose. We knew from day one. I told you from Beryl that they were going to come back in a more dangerous way. I literally thought they were going to come with an earthquake then. Never knew they were going to come with a beefed up Category 5 hurricane, which still didn't do the job that they really wanted, because the entire Parottee were to be dragged back into the sea. That was really the plan. Because you remember on Friday evening, Auntie Angela asked Andrew Holness for the mandatory evacuation, which the Prime Minister never issued until Sunday, the 26th. Well, did Melissa come again, Tuesday or Monday? But however, the Prime Minister delayed for about 2 days before issuing the mandatory evacuation order, Remember, Melissa, even if Melissa never start tap a road or play marble, dandy, shandy, and all of them something there, Melissa was meant to start enter Jamaica from Sunday evening. Not so we did hear, and so we did learn. Hmm? So we want to find out from Jody and Punchy. Do you still think I'm way out of bounds? Hmm? When you see all of what happened, the money come and Andrew them a take a bill, all kind of fancy fear and fun fear. Andrew a move we out of we big house them from 3 to 8 bedroom houses in Parottee. Andrew a move we go put in a container. Jody Pantan, where you there? Hmm? You see these people where we are so politically docile that we can't even think if Andrew Holness and Floyd Green them not tell what we think, say. Remember Stefan Tutu, but then again, people really don't listen to me. Remember say, I found 2003, late 2003, early 2004, may I tell you say, the Americans under Biden and Kamala gave Andrew Holness an ultimatum. Violet Watson, thank you very much for my mango money. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you. Me telling us, say, through diplomatic contact we had then, and that was when we were doing partner job. We had some diplomatic contacts. Hmm? We make we know of the ultimatum that was given to Andrew Holness. You remember that same time when Maxine Waters was quarreling and talk about the backside mining where they want back? Yes, Jody and Pantry. That one they may talk. Hmm? Jody and Pantry. Somebody tell Jody and Pantry say me never far off the mark. Never far off the mark, Jody and Pantry. Cause see it here now. Hmm? I found 2000, late 2003, early 2004, me I tell you of the ultimatum. And I remember when Kamala did call Andrew Holness, when Andrew Holness attacked him and go to New York for working lunch, and then take him and check him and pint up in his face and give the $31 million. Well, we don't hear gun fireboat to the day. Gun, the fireboat at $31 million there. That was when they tell him you have to roll back China investment, or we will be taking back control of Jamaica. You saw since the second coming of Donald Trump, we just walk and fat, so like jackass where Nyam meringue seed. This is some video going on about Trump just walk and fat. So I wonder if I hear Trump just fat and shit up himself, so it's true. But since the second coming of Donald Trump, and you remember in the first coming of Donald Trump, the Venezuela oil deal was to be rolled back by Andrew Holness. And since the second coming of Donald Trump and Marco Rubio, they have taken over Jamaica, but in the aftermath of Melissa, they start to impose their dominance. And so they send ship come bundong. So they send ship come bundong up camp. We don't know what they plant pan with island. We don't know what the big crime was in Jamaica Friday night, broke Saturday morning. But then Andrew Holness come and send to the go and tell we literal every. Then Andrew Holness come tell we every. We're going to listen to Andrew Holness for about 7 minutes now. You know, a Jamaican, you know, so when you say dopey, tap on a big toe or bite on a big finger.
Contribution of the NHT to the recovery is that the NHT has spent over $29 million to purchase 2,500 semi-permanent modular housing solutions. 1,200 of these
Oh,
housing
pal,
solutions are
I
already
make
on
some
the
hold
island.
on there.
300 will
You see this video that we're going with chop just a walk kind of fat. So it's only when donkey and meringue seed me ever see donkey just a walk kind of fat. So
contribution of the NHT to the recovery is that the NHT has spent over 29 million US dollars to purchase
oh, pal, thank you very, very
2,500
much. Thank you.
semi-permanent modular housing solutions. 1,200 of these housing solutions are already on the island. 300 will be here by Friday, and the remaining 1,000 we expect to be here by July. These units will form the basis of the government's response for persons who must be relocated from areas that have been significantly damaged, or for persons who have lost everything and are not able to rebuild. The NHT has identified 5 clusters, 5 areas in which these units will be deployed, and units that have to be deployed randomly across the island. Those will be done through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development. The NHT is also making a contribution to the building of the bases on which these semi-permanent modular housing solutions will be put. And I want to state it here. There was some concern that the government of Jamaica did not spend $1.4 billion that was gifted to it. Now, any accountant, anyone who understands finance, will immediately look at that and say, funds are fungible. So that shouldn't be an issue in the public domain, but we make an issue of it. So the government may not have used that $1.4 billion.
if you never have finger, then it wouldn't be an issue, Prime Minister. But you have finger, isn't it? And we know how fast your finger moves from our purse to your pocket. We remember the charity money, Prime Minister. Prime Minister, we remember the charity money. We remember the money we are leeching landed from SSL to leeching bank to your pocket. So of course, we have to talk because we know you still have finger. And we know things normally move from our purse to your pocket via your finger. So we don't know what you're talking about.
But it spent almost $67 billion on all the things that people needed. We took a decision that the resources that were contributed would be matched with needs that are tangible, visible, traceable, and meaningful, lasting.
Meaningful, like a one-room container as opposed to a 5-bedroom house in Parottee, Prime Minister? And that you mean? The lion continue.
We make
Foot and mouth disease. Are you originate foot and mouth disease, you know? Because every time you talk, we see the foot and mouth disease.
no excuse for that. And that is what distinguishes my administration from administrations of the past. We make wise financial. Any donor who has contributed to
You mean wise financial decision? Like using the money donated, loaned, collected from insurance to rebuild Southwest Jamaica. Those money will be building airports, the biggest in the Caribbean, as Sharon Bartlett told us. KPH Hospital, that we really don't need. Highway around the country, that's really not going to happen. Because we remember the $40 billion for Spark. The $45.5 billion for Spark and Reach. Would have more benefits striking a box of matches, strike 2 matches, strike 3 matches, take drop 1 and put one in, and put the third one in your mouth. So the duppy will walk and follow you, walk and search for the third matches stick and never ever find it. So you can get home without the duppy following you. Because there's something we used to do a country when we're afraid pan road at night time, and we walk with a box of matches. And they say when you see duppy, you try 3 thicker matches, you drop 2, and then you put the other one in your mouth, and the duppy going to have to walk and search. Feed it, boy, the fuck with them teach we. No wonder why oldness still a walk and tell with them fuck rare.
The hurricane relief in Jamaica would be proud to see these homes being erected and the bases being pointed to. It's quite different from saying, well, all of it was used to buy food or given as a grant.
Hold on then, nobody else in a Jamaica know after way the how to deal with duppy. If you see duppy a road at night, is to try 3 matches stick, drop 2, and put 1 in your mouth to make sure so the duppy go walk and search for the third one. Because them say duppy can't go past 3. Lord God. Hey, no wonder why we so done, you know.
Where nobody's going to come up front and say, I got it. There is no testimonial. The house that is erected, it is there, it is visible. And it is very important that we do it because there are persons who are vested in trying to paint the administration as in some way that the resources that were donated would not be used.
Oh God, Prime Minister, come on now. It's not that we're painting it. We can go back to COVID as a prime example. Billions were donated to you in foreign aid and fund, which the people of Jamaica never receive a dime. Just a few people received a $10,000 one-off grant, and that's what it was about. That's it. Come back to the Auditor General's report, Prime Minister, where we were made to find out that millions still sitting from burial. Millions still sitting from burial. So don't go on like say and make up sort. These are authoritative reports from the Auditor General. We don't make it up. Or because you don't have no respect for the anti-corruption body, them you always try to dismiss them, tear them down and all that. Come on now. We don't make up things. These are authoritative reports. Report that we can take in front of the court if you sue us when we tell you say you're a thief with money. Continue listening to Jagan.
Well, there you have it. The resources are accounted for. The resources are there, and you will see what the resources were used for. So I thought I would use this opportunity to point that out. These 2,500 units, a large part of it will be deployed right here in St. Elizabeth. Your brothers and sisters who are on the coast in Parottee, an area that was badly damaged, which I toured, which is quite clear that the cost of reconstruction there would be quite higher than...
Quite higher than container house, sir? The cost of reconstruction, said the Prime Minister, for a 5-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom, a 8-bedroom, it is... Prime Minister, don't forget that out of this money I go build airport, you know. Out of this money I go build highway around the country. Prime Minister, me here say down a Hodges, when you start to build something down there like when you build wharf or something down a Hodges. Can you verify that, Prime Minister? Remember you did tell me last July so we're going to move Black River Bridge to somewhere across where we don't know. Wanna build on the new bridge I'll regard what? What on the plan to build on a Hodges?
The houses that you're trying to save. We have already indicated to the people of Parottee that that area has to be relocated. And we will do it in such a way that their livelihood will be preserved, the value of their asset will be preserved, but most important.
How? This is what you need to explain. How our assets will be, don't even talk about our livelihood. Because as we are hearing, the community said they hear say, one of the places on our plan for them go is Nain. Nain up in the Santa Cruz region there, where backside dust I kill people like wildfire up there. People can't breathe. The whole I water them up the region, they contaminated. The tree them can't even grow because backside dust just a walk and kill everything. So if you talk to the people them in the region there, if you clean your house now, by the next 30 minutes, the amount of dust you see in your house, it's like you never clean it for months. That is what is happening to the people in those regions. And that's what you want to care with the man John. Prime Minister, you'd have better you pick way up Kaga Pedro Keys. You'd have better you pick way up and say you're going to build a container city at Pedro Keys. Because that's where we used to live. And then many of us used to live. That's how we used to feel with foreign Prime Minister. When we got foreign, go work and live. And then we come home, come at bossy. And out of that, we build with big house them apparently in the Prime Minister. Very few of those big houses in the Parottee build out of foreign. Them build out of the sea or out of ganja. Mainly out of the sea. So we don't know what you're talking about. Like literally haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
Their dignity will be preserved.
That's the idiotness there again. Dignity. We're coming down from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bedroom house to a container. Corinne, how are you? Joan, Bailey, Winifred. And you say with dignity I go preserve. You know, see, say we don't have no small family around a Parottee Prime Minister. We don't have any small family around here. How is it that our dignity will be preserved in a trailer park, in a container? When we can't, even if we don't have water, we can go full a bucket of water in the sea to flush the toilet in our house. Prime Minister, why you bring me back to shitabush mentality, sir? No, talk truth. Because your trailer park them, where you build, is a shitabush mentality you bring me back in. I mean, we've elevated from that. Where we used to shit and cover it in our sand. Let's get real. That is what you're bringing us back to. No, sir. He's going to preserve our dignity. When you might take we out of a big house, them, I take we out a big house and a carry in a some little country. He even tell we say a trailer park. Why Ishmael is texting me? Please subscribe to my platform. Okay. Me didn't know say Ishmael have my number. Anyway, that's a side dish. Prime Minister. No, sir. Prime Minister said I'm preserved with dignity. From a 3 to a 7 bedroom house to a container house when I have sewage system now, water. But the Prime Minister is going to preserve our dignity. I don't know what this guy is talking about. Listen, this guy literally gets me because these containers what the Prime Minister have are not even what the Americans would call a shoes box room. A shoes box room in America would be bigger than this the what's you call it from the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister say he's preserving our dignity. The Prime Minister will ever put a picnic then. Prime Minister, you're going to give me air conditioner and fan? The party people have fan and air condition. Prime Minister, party people have fans and air condition. Oh, God.
So it's not going to be an overnight process. It will be a process that involves them at every step. They can be assured of what we are doing. And so the NHT, the UDC, the municipal authority, all of them will be working together. And in this relocation, NARA will play a critical coordinating role in ensuring that everybody's working on the same script and everybody's working quickly to ensure that the people who have been dislocated will get the benefits. Some of these housing units will also go to the shelter in providing housing solutions for those persons who were in the shelter in Westmoreland, in Petersfield. And so again, the NHT ought to be given some credit for supporting that relief effort of those citizens who were in the shelter for this very long time. Bases have already started to be constructed and the houses will be deployed there. The NHT has also identified some clusters in Westmoreland as well. I believe 2 clusters that you will be building houses using.
The only truth Holness speak in this long lamented speech when he was in Malvern last week was where he admitted half-heartedly that a trailer park he must set up across the country, even though he's alluding that it's a criticism. Prime Minister, you know you're setting up trailer parks in our country. And the Prime Minister is going to do a study on these trailer parks to make them more normalized. Sharon, how you do? To make them more normalized as opposed to what's him call it? What is the plyboard? Oh, listen to the Prime Minister. This is not Lion's story, you know. This is straight from the jackass's mouth. This is not a Lion's story. This is straight from the jackass's mouth.
This semi-permanent solution. The introduction of these housing solutions into Jamaica is going to be carefully studied. We want to see whether or not these solutions can.
And Prime Minister, I beg you, please stop calling it modular homes. They're container homes. Modular homes, Prime Minister, is quite much different from your little shoebox, mini shoebox container them, yeah? Christ Almighty.
Can be deployed widely and a financing mechanism can be used for them. You know, I have an inner city constituency and I well understand.
Peter come here now, Holness say, you can go borrow money off bank after the container house. Hey, listeners, they find out that the Prime Minister mean.
The need for housing. There might be a family of 7. The son grows up, becomes an adult, and he wants his own room. He goes and he buys a couple sheets of ply, some 2x4 and some zinc, and he finds a little place, and as we say, he catch up. And that becomes his home. But multiply this all across Jamaica, and then you begin to see what Jamaica looks like. It's not aesthetically pleasing, it's not secure, it's not resilient, and you can't really claim to have an asset. But more than that, it can't be financed. You couldn't go to a bank and say, lend me on this. But if we were to find a building solution that is within the price point of persons who can't afford some of these other structures, and a financing plan could be put beside it, then we could start to change how Jamaica looks as people begin to see.
Is the Prime Minister not then saying that you can go use the container house as a collateral to borrow money from the bank? Isn't that what the Prime Minister is saying, Angela Hastings, morning? Hmm? And I say, Prime Minister, I say, or me, I put word in the PM mouth. I think, for real, how you know, I think that's really what the Prime Minister is saying. You now go can borrow bank money off of the ply and the zinc, but you can borrow it off of the container. No, sir. Make a way, Jesus, make a way. You see the disgrace what wholeness lead Jamaica into when we're telling us say if we don't elect, especially the Parottee people, when we tell us say if we don't elect Floyd Green and Andrew Holness, we go very sorry. I want to if you come this morning, come tell me so no sorry. Parottee people. Me know Jamaica people sorry, but me talk to Uno Parottee now. I want to come tell me this morning. So uno no sorry so uno re-elect Floyd Green and Andrew Holness. Because Floyd Green no look sideways. Pan uno. Floyd Green is about developing tourism in Chejo Beach. Create tourism in Black River. Kikuno half on no land for sell it out. Remember when the Prime Minister went to South Africa at the G20 just after Melissa? The Prime Minister told the G20, the Caribbean, he said, is ripe for investment. All fruits ripe, shake the grape tree. A grape is there for you and me. Yes, right on the beach in Parottee. We have a lot of grapes down there. All fruits ripe. Shake the grape tree. A grape is there for you and me. No, but not for the people who are lying in the squalor, though. A grape for the PM and the invest. How much land you and Juliet buy down there, sir? Because we hear say and Fly Green own Fort Charles. How much of the land down there you and Juliet buy out before you lick down and slap way over?
Housing solutions. So we're going to be studying it very carefully. There are some issues. People have said that when these have been deployed, it creates trailer parks and all kinds of things. But there are other models where they have worked, and we can ensure here that it works. So we will be carrying out not just engineering.
In America, they call it trailer park. In Britain, we call it caravan park.
And architectural studies on it, but we are going to look at the sociology of it. How are people's lives change, how are people's behaviors change by having access to these kinds of houses. And the last time I was here,
that was that video I never catch where my mentor talk about body cam rolled out a Black River, but or across centuries, but it was all a lie. It was all a lie, mischief, and propaganda. Is Parottee people and Jamaica people getting what they deserve or what they have bargained for? I would say yes. Because there was nothing that Holness had done in the last 10 years that warrants the Prime Minister getting a third term. You, the people of Jamaica who gave it to him, sold it to him, or allow him to steal it from you. This is the result. You cannot complain because this is not the fourth year into his third term. This is the first year into his third term. We have got an awful long way to go. The silence of the People's National Party, the pending disintegration and division of the People's National Party, that could guarantee Andrew Holness a fourth term. I mean, where does it end? That's the question. Where does it end? The other question is, how much will the people tolerate? You could go on to ask other questions as, what will the people do about it? There's so many questions Will there ever be an answer to getting rid of this government? We told you, you know. We tell you, at this honor they are going to get. This is what Uno was going to get if Uno vote for Andrew Holness and Floyd Green. Andrew Holness and Floyd Green is not doing anything that I didn't expect them to do right now. The abandonment of the people, the stealing of the public money, Sharon Powell, Christopher Stevens, how no do. They have been doing it for the last 10 years. What make you think they would have any mercy on us right now? Talk truth. When thief say more for thief, thief become thiefer, isn't it? Listen, Jamaica, and we put ourselves in this position, you know. Do we have a way to take ourselves out of this? We see what Andrew Holness been doing to us. And we see what Donald Trump and Marco Rubio asked Andrew Holness to do to it. Hey, it a go get rid of that already, you know. Dread of that. You think it start yet? We in a Sandra Watkins Bailey, how you do? We just in the first year of Andrew Holness' third term. We got over 4 more years of this to go. God help us. Because with the docile mentality that we are engaging this prime minister in, I mean, it gives him a field day. It gives him a field day. Why Ishmael tell me say, I know we are not friends. Ishmael, Andre problem you take on. But we're not friends and we're not enemy. No, here you are. I can't keep no conversation private. You see, after what Mal and Morgan do it here, me not keep no conversation private. But any man, put that aside. Me don't have nothing against you. Just let that be said. You know I don't have anything against you. Anyway, but BUT how do we get ourselves out of this? How do we get ourselves out of this? Without unity, because this is why I keep preaching unity in our country. Because we must understand how individualism becomes our demise. We cannot get out of this without collective strength. It is our divisiveness or single-mindedness in how we approach everything is Andrew Holness' greatest strength. Jamaica people. It's Andrew Holness' greatest strength. We must not and we cannot remain divided, Jamaica. I keep telling you all and you don't understand. This is our last chance. It is our last chance, Jamaica. You see, if we miss this last chance, I tell you all the while, let us walk peacefully back to the plantation. Let us walk peacefully back to the plantation. Because you see, if we not decide to tackle this united as a people, and it is what they are hear me all the while telling Parottee people, we need to drop the political division, drop the labor right and the PNP, and unite as a community to save our community. Because you see, if we not do that, we're going to come out of them big house there and go catch up in the hot container. Believe you me. Believe you me, Jamaica Parottee people, if we don't approach this united, we are going to fall divided. And that's where I end the program this morning. United we stand, divided we fall. It goes for Parottee. It goes for the entire Jamaica. Because let me tell you something, nobody know the on which side, Jamaica people. Nobody. Nobody is on our side. We're going to have to stand up and fight this battle for ourselves, street by street and lane by lane. Thank you very much for being here this morning. And if you don't want me to keep anything private, don't text me when I'm on air. Better not text me when I'm not on air, all right? Thank you all for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support, as always. Please do join us back this evening for your people's point of view. Thank you. Good morning. And to those of you who bought me my mango, thank you very much. Very much appreciative. Only a look. Thank you and good morning.
Only a look at Jesus. Oh, so bow down with care. Jesus promised to defend me. He will all your burdens share.
Oh, just one look. No, me feel compelled to remind you what Edmund Bartlett said. He was speaking in Manhattan. No, we have to reiterate Edmund Bartlett, because Jamaica, them something are serious. Them something are serious because in the aftermath of Melissa, when we talk say it was a man-made galangin, when we talk say it was a sacrifice, when we talk say it was a land clearing,
My country.
people jump at us and they call us conspiracy theorists and all sort of shenanigan. These, now that the government has said it out of them mouth, what do you all people have to say? Those of you who all called us conspiracy theorists and all of that, One officer now, like how the government a tell we, what am I going to do with the people them land? What am I going to do with the people them house? What am I going to do with the money with them collected to rebuild back the people them life? What do you all have to say?
My
So Black
country.
River was our ground zero after Melissa. Well, a new Black River will emerge. A Black River built a little way now from the coastline, further inland, and the coastline will become the new touristic area of St. Elizabeth.
Wow.
So those of you who are familiar with South Beach and those areas, Vision Black River. That's where we're going. All of from
Anybody don't find this depressing, disgraceful, and criminal? Or no need to recheck on a soul. When a government can lick down a people and tell them, say, me I go rebuild this of the investor, we have to go find somewhere to live. We're going to push you in any quarters and corner. Jamaicans, you don't find this pressing? You don't think this is criminal?
My
So
country.
Black River was our ground zero after Melissa. Well, a new Black River will emerge. A Black River built a little way now from the coastline, further inland, and the coastline will become the new touristic area of St. Elizabeth.
Wow.
So those of you who are familiar with South Beach and those areas, Vision Black River. That's where we're going. All of from Parottee all the way back to Crawford, if you know that area. And then Treasure Beach with its development. But in building out the township, we're going to also be building a new airport in Clarendon.
What?
Yes. You know Fair, you know Ali, you know Vernon Field. Well, it's Vernon Field. Brand new airport that will be able to be the largest airport, definitely in arguably the Caribbean. Because if you recall, it was a base. And so that runway is still there in all its form, just for a little tweaking to be done. And then we're going to be building out a highway structure around the island that will connect you from Montego Bay all the way around to Kingston by way of the north coast around Port Antonio through St. Thomas back into Kingston, and that will take you 2.5 to 3 hours. And then from Kingston to Negril will take you another 2 hours or so. Meaning to say, at every point of entry into the country, a tourist will be able to get to his hotel within an hour and a half. From any point. We have Boscobel, where we have a smaller airport, but it's an airport that gets some medium-sized units.
You know what really rips my heart out? Is how when they're talking about this, they talk as if it is something that we should celebrate and be joyful over, given that this is the desecration of communities and lives. Edmund Bartlett have not spoken of Melissa's victim. Tourists, 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 tourists. Only a look.
Only a look at Jesus. Oh, so
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.